Qoom. This is me, Rishi. This is day 17. Um, Today we'll be starting on the database option as displayed here, specifically OpenDB, which is not linked to any account, and we'll do login system later. Okay, let's get started. Today we're just going to work on the HTML side of things, and yeah, let's hop right into it. So my idea for this next website, this next part that we're going to build, is going to be something similar to Stack Overflow. If you've never heard of Stack Overflow, it is something. It's a website where you can ask questions, you can get answers to questions, you can find questions. I'm not going to have this feature, but just want to show you guys. It's a good place to ask any questions you guys have or whatever. You can search tags, you can look for tags, you can enter tags, etc., etc. Yeah. So first thing I want to point out is that you can ask a question like this. This is nothing special, but this is what we're gonna do today. We're gonna create the ask question as well as some basic front end design. Okay. So first thing is we're gonna make a div. This div is gonna be called ID is gonna be navigation, or just nav. I'm gonna put navigation bar. And if you're wondering why I'm not using navbar this time, it doesn't really matter, but I'm going to stick to this because I don't want to put links. I just want to put something else instead. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create in here, I'm going to create a single button with an ID of add question button. Right, so add question button, and this is going to say add question. Pretty simple, pretty easy. And I'm going to, so we now have a button here that we can click on. It makes the little click thing. You can click on it. It doesn't turn into a pointer yet, but we'll do that next time because that's more CSS stuff. Then I'm going to create another div. This time I'm going to call this one header, and this is going to simply just say h1 Qoom overflow, and h3 the place to get help and answers to your questions. Okay, like so. And finally, we're going to have a last div here with the tag. What this ID is going to be is called table. And inside of this, we're going to have another div. We're going to call this ID entry. Right, and then we're going to put into here whatever we want. Okay, so first from here, we're going to come back to this entry. We're going to create a final div. This is, I'm going to put a comment here, like so. And this is going to say Modal. I'm going to put add question Modal. Yeah, so now we have a table, and you can see if I just type something in here like hi, or hi. Right, this has it's actually a valid table, so they're valid divs. That works. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click in this top left database. It's in beta, so it's always being updated, and it's not perfect yet, but it's being perfected. And I'm gonna add an OpenDB. So let me first go through what each of these is. So a login system is it allows you to create sign up and login features to your project. Next, there's AccountDB, which is it's kind of like OpenDB, which I'll explain in a bit, except you are required to log in to get and save data, and each thing that is entered is tied to a certain user account. So that way, if you have like somebody's phone number and whatnot, it's only on their account that they can access it, not anybody else's. And lastly, OpenDB. This is one of this is the type we're using today. and this is like no login. You can ask questions without login. So what I want to do is make a more open platform database. And yeah, so I'm going to create a new database, call it questions. Capitalization matters, so I'm going to leave it no caps. As a method, I can put it caps and get it fixed. And then after you say create code, it'll create this code for you. If you hit copy, it is now saved to your clipboard. And first thing I want to do is create modal, so I'm going to say ID is modal, and this inside of this div, another div with the ID modal content. And we can now close this for now. And in here we can paste in this form, and you can see that it's all messed up, but I don't want to have to manually tab it in, so I'll hit this magic wand up here and it'll auto format. Perfect. So now that we have this, we have our submit button, and I also want to have another button here. ID is going to be cancel button, and this is going to say cancel. Quite simple. And I'm going to actually indent these ones, put it inside of a div like so, and this div is going to be given an ID of buttons or options, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to say button choices, and then I'm going to create another div here inside of the form, and this div is going to be given the ID of fields or whatever you want to call it. This is where we're going to put our custom fields. Again, this is just me showing you how to use database. You can put whatever questions you want. You can call whatever you want this thing to be, and I'll go over how to make database once more at the end. And in this field, I'm going to put the fields I want to put. So first of all, I'm going to put an input field. I'm going to put type is text, name, and placeholder, and required. One thing I also want to do is I want to quickly inside of here do a quick H2, and in this H2 I want to put add question and an H4 underneath saying required forms are marked with a star. Right, so now it comes out like that, which is nice, but I want to put a space here. Yeah, nice. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to paste this a few more times in. This might be too many times. And I'm going to put first name here, and this placeholder is going to be first name / username. So I'm going to actually just leave this at name, and I'm going to call this additional name. Yeah, so actually I'm just going to put username here, and I'm going to make this username here, and I'm going to remove this next text, and then I'm going to put into here the name is going to be subject, and the placeholder is going to be subject, again with 3 dots and a star. If you want to, you can also add a star here, or sorry, what is this? You can add a star here, and it'll create the little star there. If you want to, of course. I'm just gonna quickly do this. You can see these little stars next to it, looking kind of nice. Then I'm going to create two more things, two text arrays or text areas. But they both need to have a name and a placeholder, and they both need to be required. In this Qoom workflow, I want you to be able to put your question in, so question, and put whatever sample code you're submitting. I'm actually going to make this non-required because I don't want this to be required. But yeah, and the placeholder is going to be for the question one. Enter question here, and in this next one, it is going to be enter any sample code here. So now we have our 4 fields and our 2 buttons at the end. Right, so let's quickly retype our modal code into here, so that was we can like put the modal up. Actually, we'll do it next time because JavaScript. Yeah, let me quickly go over how to do the database one more time. To add a database, you want to hit here, database. Then you want to hit whatever you're doing. So for me, it's going to be OpenDB. So you don't need an account to do anything. You can answer it all. You can view it all without opening an account, like so. And then you can type in whatever name you want the OpenDB to have. Then hit create code. Okay, so I'll put some name in here. I'm not going to use this, so I'll use some name. Create code. And then you can copy it and put that form wherever you want. Then after you have submitted some code, these two are other ones that I made, but after you have submitted that code, you can hit use data, and then you can use any one of these, which we'll do next time. Thank you.